to the channel USDT Masters. So now we're going to enter into the next chapter of time precision trading. So this is a completely new, different way of looking into the market, a fresh way, of seeing the market, the movements in a new, different way, being refreshed in a new way. So if you've already been watching with us, so that's good. So if you watch the first one, which was the first chapter, we looked at the daily, we looked at the weekly, and we've been seeing it happening right in front of our eyes. I've been getting a lot of comments, messages, people being happy that they finally see USDT, all the indexes, I would say, in a new and different way. So if you watch chapter 1, that's good for in chapter 2, excellent. So now we'll be doing the next chapter. So we're not gonna waste time. So this is the book. So everything I'm teaching is in this book, chapter 1, the 3-day cycle. So we looked at everything. I saw people sending me pics saying we caught 500 pips, I caught 300 pips. People are catching pips. So I'm really happy. So obviously, if I see those comment, people being in profit, seeing the results, I'm gonna continue teaching this topic. So today, and the key levels, I saw people getting good entries on the 43,000 key level. USDT was there. So I saw people getting entries like crazy there. Wow, that was amazing. All those good results. So today we'll be looking at chapter 3. So chapter 3 is zones. So that's what we're gonna look at. So as you know, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna pinpoint some things, explain there and there. But it will be good for you to also have this book, so at least you can follow along and read also more into it. So when coming to chapter 3, so zones in trading are pivotal areas that depict potential points of resistance and support. So as you can see, I'm reading the first line there. So zones are going to act as your entry points. So I use zones a lot. If I have a direction pinpointed, I'll then go to a zone to use it as an entry. So every time, if I see I have direction, okay, I'm expecting buys, where can I enter? Zones. So I'm gonna look at the zone, check where the zone is, and zones are highly good places to find a support, to find a resistance. Even if you include other different strategies, you can still use your zones as a good support and resistance. Very good place. So I'm just going to, so these zones become evident when there's a series of candlesticks. So here I'm just gonna, here is just explaining it, but I'm gonna skip. And I want us to see them in action. So I'm going to skip and I want us to see them in action. So as you can see below there, in the book, I show you what is a zone. So this is a zone. Why is it a zone? Because we see a series, as you can see, of green candlesticks. Then out of nowhere, in the middle, you see a red candlesticks. Then a continuation of green candlesticks. So right there, that's your zone. So we saw a break of the zone and the retest of the zone. There's a very high chance this continued to sell. Very high chance. And zones, if you look below here, if you look at this paragraph, so zones, you can see them on the 1 hour, can see them on the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes, can see them on the 3 hours. So but the best zones for me is the 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 3 minutes. Those are the best ones for me. But if you see, according to your trading, maybe I used to a lower time frame, and you still see zones working well for you, good for you. Use those zones at the way you want to use them. But for me, I'm going to be explaining based on the 15 minutes, 1 hour, and 3 hours. That's all. So if you check on the 3-hour time frame, so this is the 3-hour time frame, as you can see. This is the 3-hour time frame, and I show you here, that's a zone. Why is it a zone? Correct. Why? Because there's a series of green candlesticks. As you can see, we have a green, we have a green, we have a green, Then a red just appears out of nowhere and then continues green, green. A red again here appeared out of nowhere, then green, green. So when something like that happens, it creates a support and resistance. So if you go to a lower time frame and try to understand what's happening at the zone, you're gonna see that it's a break of market structure and a continuation. It's like a change in character in a way. So, but when you go to a bigger time frame, you see a zone. Understand? So if you go to lower time frame, that's what you're gonna see. Maybe if you go to the 5 minutes, that's what you're gonna see. And then at the 1 hour, you're gonna be, hey, and that's a zone. That's a zone there. That's how it forms most of the time. So you see, that's the zone, and then we see here break of zone. So we see here, I don't know why did I say break of zone. I don't even, as I said, entry of zone. Sorry. So here, that's where you place your entry, and then as you can see, there was a buy, there was a 3-to-3 risk to reward ratio, and then we see it again here. I don't know why here it's another entry there, and then a continuation to the buy side. And then let me check one last example, and we're gonna check the charts on how it's happening. So what's this? This is the 15 minutes zone. So as I say, even 15 minutes, 15 minutes, good. So if we can check this side where I drew the zone, can see there's a lot of red candlesticks. You can see a lot of red candlesticks. Then a green just appears out of nowhere. Just a small green. Then it continues a lot of red candlesticks, a lot of red candlesticks. That area, it's called your zone. Easy as that. So it's called 15 minute zone. So immediately if you are in my group, you're gonna see me writing 15 minute zone, gonna see me writing 1 hour zone, you're gonna see me writing 3 hour zone. So every time I do that, just know you can just go to your charts, check the 3 hours, you're gonna see the zone. Oh, that's how we spotted the entry. And as you can see, I placed the entry there at the zone. And then so how I target my TPs. Okay, I'll explain those things I think at the end, because there's still a lot still I have to explain. But just based on the previous one, I'll target my key levels or I'll target the next zone. So that's my first ways of going for TPs. And just looking at the basics, sometimes I'll target my higher highs, my lower lows, I'll do that. So that's how I target. So if you check here, I was targeting the low there. But where the low was, it was also a key level. So that's what mostly I targeted, my key levels and another zone. Because there's always going to be another zone. Because if you check here also, this is a zone. Do you see it? There's a lot of zones. There's a pattern of red candlesticks and then a small zone there. And we see market coming back at that area to retest it. And I'm sure it even continued to sell. So yeah, that's the simplest way of explaining zones to you. So now let's jump into the chart and let's look at it in real time. Yes, so let's look at the charts in real time. What's happening currently? Did we ever have zones? Yes, we had a lot of zones. So I'll be looking at the 1 hour time frame, and I already spotted the zones for you, but I'm gonna show you how I spotted those zones so that I can get those good entries. So looking at the zones, I wish I could also include the key levels, understand, because we reached the key levels already. I taught you the key levels, so it's very important that we also include the key levels, not only the zones, you understand. So let's include them both, or include the 750. I wish I could make them bolder. So let's include everything, zones, key levels, everything. The 250 was there, zones, key levels, everything. Yeah, I think that's enough. Maybe I can include also the last one at the top bottom there, the 550. Yeah, so now we're good. So let's check our zones. Let's check our zones. So nice retest there, the key level. So yeah, the guys saw this one. Many people caught this one, this 4,001, and they said they caught like a lot of pips. How many pips was this? Oh, yeah, that was a lot. 300 pips. Yeah, people key levels. Yeah, key levels. I hope you are using. But yeah, let's continue with zones. We're not at key levels. So the first zone was here, as you can see. This happened on the 17th of October 2024. So the first zone was right here, and I see a nice zone right here, guys. I didn't see this one here. See a nice zone right there, guys. Right there, right there. So we see this zone here. So we have a zone, but reason why I call it a zone, why? Because we had a lot of blue candlesticks. I changed my colors. So it's a lot of blue candlesticks, then a green one, then blue again. So even here it's a zone. Even here, this huge one. It's just that I hate these huge zones. I don't like this because you risk a lot. So I prefer the small zones, the small ones. So, but yeah, you can see a lot of green candlesticks. Then a red one. Then when market comes back there, you go for your entry. I either target the next key level. So that's what I mean. So I'm glad you can see. So that's what I mean when I say I target the next key levels. As you can see, this is the 250. So that's what I targeted. And my SL is right below it. I prefer risking 40 like maximum, but it depends on you. So if you feel 50 is good for you, but as long as you give it some room, at least like give it some room, give this some room so it can breathe, and then yeah, your entry could be there. Oh, this key level held again. This zone here. Oh, it held here. Oh, I didn't even see it. No, I didn't see that. I didn't. Okay, but that was the buy there, and then it gave because, and then this key level was broken. So again, a key level can be broken, but as long as if it's broken, use it an entry for next time, and don't rush it. Don't rush zones as an entry. But I'm gonna show you like everything's gonna come back to you're gonna see everything just. But yeah, there's a zone there retested and then gave us 126 pips. We aim for the next key level. This is another zone here. So what am I gonna aim for? The next key level or the next zone. Do we have a zone anywhere? Nope. So the best place is to aim for the next key level, and then or my SL, give it rooms. As a 40 pips, I could say it's good for if you're using zones as your entries. So even there, the entry, same thing. There's entry coming to retest the zones. What do we aim for? The next zone or key level. So it depends. You aim for the next zone or the next key level because those are our resistance. We are going to use zones. We're going to use key levels or the repetition one. But yeah, that one is the next chapter. The next chapter is coming. I'm going to show you what we use again. So another zone here. We had another zone here. Hasn't been retested. We had a zone here. So this zone is complex. It's a bit complex because I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, the entry was either gonna be this one for sales, but we saw a break and then we saw a retest. So we had a break and retest. So mostly I'll even take my trade high just to make sure it's gonna retest. I mostly take my trade even higher immediately at the open just to make sure it's gonna retest. And then entry, as you can see, the key level is right here. The key level is right here. So, but aiming for the next key level or aiming for the next zone. So this was the next zone here. So that's what I mean. I hope it's making sense that when I say key level to key level, zone to zone, so I'll aim for the next zone because I see a zone there. So it's a very high chance it's going to act as a resistance. As you can see, that zone there acted as a resistance, taking us to the lower side. Took us to the lower side. So you could have taken an entry there, risk your 40 pips. What do we aim for? You aim for your next key level or you aim for the next zone. So here, aiming for next key level was also good because it's like 80 pips, a 1:2:1 ratio, which is very good. And then another zone there, as you can see, a lot of this is also a zone, guys. This is also a zone, but market was still coming there. So this is a zone, a lot of blue and then one green. This is a zone. You aim for the next zone or the next key level. So your entry is there or inside. So or inside. So but I prefer just to put it there and then aim for the next key level. Risk 40 pips. Here SL was hit hard. Oh yeah, because even if we try to give it room, whew, yeah, skill here, because the low was there, so the low was there. So putting it just below the low, this was a risky trade. I won't encourage you to take this one. Risking 117 pips to get 184 pips, and one is two. I don't take these trades. I miss this one. I won't. This is also a zone here, guys. This is also a zone. Yeah, I missed so many zones. This is also a zone, guys. This is also a zone. Okay. We didn't even get the retest. Small retest there. So this one, it was a good zone, but hit our SR. Because it did not give us entry in here. It rejected at the 43,000 key level, failed to reach the zone. So, but yeah, this was also a good entry because it's at the key level. So maybe could have used the key level rather than the zone. And let's check another zone. We have another zone here. Why? A lot of blue, and then that. See market giving us a rejection, aiming for the next key level or the next zone. The next key level, or then, and we see it rejected at the next zone. As I say, these zones fight with us because you could have aimed there at the next key level, and this was good. This was a 40 pip risk, but it didn't reach there, but it reached the next zone, which was there. This was the next zone. So we broke this one, came nicely to retest it for strong sells. That was it. Hey, and even here, this was a this was poof. Guys, zones are killing. Do we see another zone anywhere? Yeah, we see this zone. So okay, this was already retested. I was trying to hold it and see what happened to this side. Ooh, look at that entry there. Look at that entry. Break, retest, strong buy. See it. Perfect. So, but yeah, already if you took this entry, that was enough for you. So again, when you enter a zone, what do we aim for? The next zone or the next key level, and then aiming for 40 pips. That's how much I risk. 40 pips, aim for the next key level or the next zone. See, the next zone was here. The next zone was there. So that's where I was gonna take my TP. The next zone or the next key level. Do we have a key level anywhere in between? And we don't have any key level. So the key level was next to this, was there. I'm lying. So that was the key level. So yeah, I was gonna take it there. So 280 pips with the zone. We have another zone here. What do? We aim for the next key level. So we enter there, risk 40 pips, aim for the next key level, which was right there. So in there, or the next zone, do we have a zone? See a lot of rejection here. Seems like we had a zone. Oh, it was this key level. So, oh yes, we did. We did have a zone. Here was the zone. We only broke it. So we're still waiting for a retest of that zone. Okay, but we already see a lot of retests there. See a retest there, see a retest there. So this zone has been retested too many times. So there's a very high chance it was going to break. So putting my SL below there, I'm on my TP was a good idea because I already retested it a lot of times. So it took out liquidity. So using also zones, putting in the liquidity, knowing about liquidity, turtle soup, a lot. That's some good because you need those basics. So I see those strategies as basics to trading. You have to know, or we just took out liquidity, then we came back to retest. It's like that's basic trading. That's if you don't know basics, yeah. But I'm gonna end it there, guys. We're done. There's a lot. Another zone there. Retest. The another zone here. So it's a lot, but it was retested after a long period of time. It was retested there. So that was the retest. Ooh, look at that cell. God. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe because I'll be going through chapter 4 with you guys. That's the real one. That's what brings the profits. And remember, when I trade, I don't take the profits and just eat by things, but I give my profits away. So if you check out my previous videos that I sent out, I gave my profits that I made to this guy, and we bought him, like we bought the whole team. It was like 15 people, bought them all like cold drinks. All of them, they were happy because they work in the sun, like they're in the sun for the whole day. They work in the sun, and we bought each and every one of them like cold drinks. They were eating, they were drinking, they were enjoying it. Every time when they see me, like, I pose, hey man, come again, come again. So yeah, so this is good. This is good. But thank you. Make sure you subscribe. See you on the next chapter.